At 9 o'clock in the morning, on the 20th of July 2007, it started to rain, and it didn't stop all day. Prestbury High Street turned into a river. The rain was relentless. Over in Gloucester, things were starting to look bad. They'd only had a flash flood 3 weeks before in the streets around Cypress Gardens. Now the normally placid brook had burst its banks, and it was happening all over again. All that surface water simply had nowhere to go, and tiny little brooks and streams, which were supposed to deal with drainage, overflowed, and streets like this one in Longlevens were flooded. Resident Anna Payne is hosting a WI coffee morning in the garden, which 5 years ago was thigh-deep in water.
We just flowed in. It was about that deep inside the house. It was really bad.
How long did you move?
It lasted for months and months and months and months and months afterwards, because we moved out. We had to move into accommodation elsewhere. We didn't have any water for ages. It was horrific.
Prestbury's flash floods were fast and dramatic. We've been to catch up with Gerald Jones. 5 years ago, his garden turned into rapids. We've shown him my report again.
Well, yes, this is the thing I saw really frightened me when it was coming through the gap between the extension and the house. I've forgotten how bad it actually was, I must admit.
What was the moment when you realised this was going to be no ordinary rainfall?
Well, I suppose we opened the back door and there was a river out there, not the steps, you know, and well, it didn't stop raining, that was the thing.
The rainfall, which started 5 years ago today, led to a chain of events which saw Gloucestershire plunged into a crisis. The River Severn flooded Tewkesbury, the worst the town has known in a century, making hundreds of people homeless and causing the local waterworks to break down, leaving thousands without drinking water for almost 2 weeks. It took some people more than a year to get back into their homes, which had been wrecked by river water and thick sludge. Many people were blighted by increasing home insurance charges or not being able to get any at all. But since then, there have been several major schemes to protect places like Longlevens and Prestbury from extreme rainfall. They won't, of course, stop the River Severn from flooding, but they will help divert rainwater away from vulnerable places.
Well, Gloucestershire was really hit in 2007, and there was a lot of property flooding, extensive damage across the county. Since 2007, we've been working really hard to develop schemes and to put new community-wide flood alleviation schemes in place to reduce the risk to them. So this is just one of a number that we've got across Gloucestershire.
Even with the new flood prevention schemes in place, there are no guarantees, but so far the county has avoided anything approaching the day that the floods came. Ken Goodwin in Gloucestershire for the West Country Tonight.